Alright guys, coming at you with some more pickups. I've got multiple systems here. Not going to show Nintendo in this round because I wanted to get these other picks for multiple systems out of the way. So let me show you what I got. A lot of variety. I'm kind of branching out into some new stuff. We'll start with a couple of books I picked up. This is a personal favorite. This is Top Secret Passwords from Nintendo. This was available through Nintendo Power. I remember getting this as a kid. You got it as when you subscribed. It's got all kinds of just passwords from different games. And I not only liked it for the passwords, I liked it just to flip through it, pick for games that I may want to get. And it still holds that nostalgia for me. And it came with a second book, where this is the totally unauthorized Nintendo 64 Game Guide, Volume 1. It's a look at a lot of different games. Now, I haven't really given 64 its fair shake. I'm going to change that. That's part of my plan for the rest of the year. But we'll just see how it goes. Next up, let's go to this one. Sega Genesis. This is, and you're not going to be able to make this out, but this is Rock and Roll Racing. Was on both systems, the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. This one gets the added benefit of one extra music track, which were classic rock songs that were made by like an elevator music company because they couldn't afford the rights to the real thing. Vehicle combat, kind of like, let's see. The closest thing I could think of, like RC Pro-Am. Really fun, really enjoyable. I highly recommend this if you can find a copy of it. This one had a really, really bad damaged label. And actually, this is a brand new sticker that I ordered for it, vinyl sticker, to replace it because I'm not going to sell it. I have no ever reason to sell it, but just glad to have a copy of it. My brother really liked this. You know, and since I brought that up, you know, one thing that baffles me about Genesis games is people lose the cases. The cases for Genesis were the best out of any system. And it just always blows my mind at how many people lost those cases. So I found a company that actually sells replacement cases for $6.99. They're brand new cases. They're very sturdy. And I want to show you what I got from my Genesis collection because I had very few games in the case, and these I feel proud enough to display beside it. Like here's a Mortal Kombat 2, and I kind of give you an idea. The inside holds the game perfectly, and place for the book. I mean, they look to be almost complete replicas of the originals, so I gotta give them credit. And I like that it even has the cool little hang tab. Again, there's Contra Hard Corps, the hardest Contra game I've ever played. Ninja Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist, very underrated, short but underrated, fun game. Sonic Spinball. I've got this weird obsession with pinball games. I just love them, and you combine Sonic with that and it worked out for me. But fun game. This was released in the cardboard packs. Genesis actually went away from these hard cases and went to cardboard. Those things were awful. But here is what should have been. This is called the Sega 6-pack. 6 hits. You got Sonic, Golden Axe, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, Super Hang-On, and Streets of Rage. I think I got this for $6.99. The game itself, loose. I don't know why it's so cheap because like you can't even pick all these individual games up for $6.99. It would cost probably $100 to get them all. But to get all the good games like this in one Genesis cart, it's worth it to me. There's Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Another good one. And last but certainly not least, Mortal Kombat 3, which this is the way I had Mortal Kombat as a kid. I did have Mortal Kombat 2 for a short bit on the Super Nintendo, but the Genesis versions were the ones I played. So glad to have those. Alright, let's go to Super Nintendo. I got one game, a game I've been looking for. It seems like every time I find it, I don't have any cash. Well, this time I had cash, and I went in with a mission to find this specific game. It was one of the ones I was looking for that day. And I finally got a copy of Castlevania 4. One of the most beautiful games that still holds up to this day. Just love this game. Me and my brother played this for hours when we were kids. And from the recent playthrough, it's been fun. The graphics are just amazing. Alright, going to the next system. We do have a Wii. We bought it for my daughter a year ago to get her into gaming. But the game we didn't own, however, was Wii Sports. We actually had to borrow it from a family member to play, but I wanted our own copy, so now we have our own copy of Wii Sports. Next up, also for the Wii, New Super Mario Brothers Wii. Great game. Get the motion sensors in there with the little flying hats and stuff like that. Really enjoyable. Played this a lot back when it came out. Got two new systems this month. We'll start with the, got a GameCube. I had a GameCube before. I always did like the square box design, something about it. It just always resonated with me. One of the best controllers ever. I do need to get a real controller. It came with a knockoff. I'm okay with it. It's working fine. But up first, Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a huge Mega Man fan. Mega Man 7 is incredibly expensive on Super Nintendo. At least now I can play it in an affordable pack. The only thing I don't like about this version is they flip-flop the shoot and jump buttons around. In 7 and 8, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but eventually it'll be like anything else. You get used to it. It didn't affect 1 through 6 at all, but 7 and 8, a little tougher. Next up, Resident Evil 0. I love the Resident Evil series. I play these a lot. I remember buying the GameCube just for this particular game. And then they also released Resident Evil. But this was a updated version of Resident Evil. Graphics redone, voices redone a little bit. New bosses, new areas. It made it really fun. Well, last but certainly not least is a freebie that I got from Lukey Games is Resident Evil 4. When you spend money at Lukey Games, they give you points. And I had about 500 points. I was looking for something cool to add to my collection, and I saw that pop up and had to have it. It was free. It was perfect. And I want to get the other Resident Evil games. I don't know which system yet. It depends on the deal I get. I need 2, 3, and Code Veronica to have the originals. So some of those I may get on the system I'm fixing to show you next. Which the next thing I picked up, I'll start with this one, is a Sega Dreamcast. One of the most underrated systems of all time. Great graphics, great fighting games. I'm a huge fighting game fan. Arcade style. Capcom really had a lot of stuff on here. But first game up is World Series Baseball 2K1, which must be the most common game on the planet because it's the one I see the most. Which graphically, it's a wonderful looking game. After that, we got Virtual Tennis, which was a big hit for Sega. It's I'm not big on tennis, but I made an exception for this one because this was really, really fun. A lot of different things you can do. Some cool training modes. I also went for an Atari collection, the Atari Anniversary Edition, which has tons of games. You got Asteroids, Asteroids Deluxe, Battlezone, Centipede, Crystal Castles, Gravatar, Millipede, Missile Command, Pong, Super Breakout, Tempest, and Warlords. All good games. Be fun to revisit these. And last but certainly not least is a personal favorite that in the arcade I dumped so many quarters into it. NBA Showtime on NBC. It has the theme music from when the NBA was on NBC. I always loved that theme song. And it played like NBA Jam. It was just fun. But that's all of the other systems. Next up will be my Nintendo video with all the games I got this month. You're going to see a lot of heavy hitters in that. Some stuff I'm really proud to have. So that's all I've got, guys. Take care. Go play some games.